President Joe Biden claimed he's not a failure because nobody and he couldn't predict cases rising in winter.
Is it a failure that you don't have an adequate amount of tests for everyone to be able to get one if they need one right now?
No, it's not, because COVID is spreading so rapidly. If you notice, it just happened almost overnight, just in the last month. And so, no, it's not a failure. But the alarm bell went off. I don't think anybody anticipated.
Yeah, who could have predicted COVID cases rising in winter? Well, first you could look at the data, dummy, and see that cases rose to its peak last winter. Also, I know you said nobody could have anticipated this, but I predicted months ago, multiple times, that cases would rise this winter. Am I a secret wizard? Or are the people running the country just lying to you and trying to gaslight you into thinking it's impossible winter might have an impact on COVID the same way it does with a lot of respiratory illnesses? Are people really this stupid? So I just want to show you my tweet from August 4th, 2021. I said, winter will obviously spike like it does every year. Flu season is always worse. Why would COVID season be any different? We can't just count cases and use that to hurt us forever. And I was responding to an article in which Fauci says he now fears that a vaccine-hesitant COVID variant could emerge this fall and warns us that US is in trouble. I had multiple tweets talking about this exact thing happening that's happening this winter. So the gaslighting from Biden is unbelievable. Listen to what he says.
Is spreading so rapidly. If you notice, it just happened almost overnight, just in the last month. And so, no, it's not a failure. But the alarm bell went off. I don't think anybody anticipated.
I mean, who could have anticipated this? Well, one of your main advisors, Dr. Anthony Fauci, seemed like he thought that around this time or before this time, we would have a case spike. I said it, and I want to show you this chart again, because if you look at December and January even closer right now, you will see that we had a very similar spike to what we're having last year. This is called the winter. I'm not saying to not be safe and take precaution. I'm just saying it's very weird that our leaders aren't even mentioning seasonal spikes and data trends as if they don't even know they exist, when they obviously do. I just showed you. Either our leaders are totally incompetent or they're lying to us. There's really not another option, because this stuff is so blatantly obvious that ignoring it could only mean malevolence or delusion. This is Vermont's government website. It says, why are there so many COVID-19 cases in Vermont now? Vermont is one of the most vaccinated states in the country, and their answer is quite a few things, but one thing that is not included in why we have so many cases in Vermont right now is winter. They're not including it, even though statistical analysis and data trends show that in winter, it seems like it's going to be a big spike. And if you remember anything about other respiratory illnesses the rest of your life, you'd know that winter used to be formerly known as the flu season. So if COVID is the main thing that they're testing for, looking for, and finding now, why wouldn't winter be COVID season? And if winter is COVID season, we have to ask ourselves a few questions. One, are we going to act this way every winter for the rest of our lives and run around with our hands in the air like we've never heard of seasonal illness? Two, they rolled out the vaccine around springtime this year. Usually they roll out the flu vaccine every winter. I found that quite interesting, just to be honest, that they're rolling it out in springtime. They're claiming it's effective for a couple months, 6 months or whatever, and then around wintertime they roll out a booster but act completely surprised by it. Are they really surprised? They didn't know variants existed. They thought it was going to disappear. Like, we're not really getting a straight answer, because you're being shamed for asking simple questions like, hey, I'm not saying the COVID is the flu. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing ever. I'm not saying you shouldn't take precaution, but should we expect a case spike in winter? Is that reasonable to expect that, considering winter trends usually shows more illnesses like respiratory situations, etc.? It's obviously reasonable to think, and if you look at the chart, it's obviously a huge correlation that might be pretty obvious, but our president, our health experts, our state governments are not talking about it. In fact, they're listing a bunch of things and not even including it. This is complete gaslighting, complete delusion, or at worst, complete corruption, where they don't want people to think about seasonal trends. They just want to scare the living daylight out of you all the time forever into a constant cycle of big government, trillions of dollars being spent on this stuff, and a complete ignoring of stuff that is very, very alarming, like childhood obesity rising, like quarantining elderly people and not allowing them to see facial expressions, their family, exercise as much. Are they not even thinking about the collateral damage of everything they're causing with all of this stuff to the children, to the elderly, to the normal workers? Of course there's collateral damage, but it's not convenient to talk about. And in many cases, they try to censor you if you talk about it. It doesn't matter how real it is. It doesn't matter how factual or scientific or data-driven it is. They simply don't care. These people are agenda over science, but they just scream science, 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 and act like they have a monopoly on science while they censor other doctors, including people with more degrees and more prestige than them. They'll censor them like they did my video on the inventor of the PCR test and act like they are the dictator authoritarians of science. If it's about science, why are you censoring and deleting a video that I posted showing clips of the inventor of the test that you're using on millions upon billions of people right now? His word is not good in this debate when his invention is being used by you? These people are sickos. These people are authoritarians. These people are making millions of people less healthy. And I don't care if you agree with me on anything or everything that I'm talking about. I really don't. But if you don't want to talk about winter and add winter seasonal trends into the equation of what's going on, you are either an idiot, a liar, or a corrupt scum. Let me know what you think in the comment section. God bless you. Have a beautiful Christmas. I know a lot of people are under the weather this Christmas season. Many aren't, but some are. Stay healthy, stay happy, and remember to think about healthy things to do like drinking water, getting some sunlight when you can, in healthy moderations, of course, and taking care of yourself so you're not just another factory farm animal on a pharmacy conveyor belt, which seems like what they want to do. They don't want to talk about diet, exercise, fitness, like the winter seasonal trends. They don't even want to add that to part of the equation of what's going on or tell people how to be healthy outside of COVID measures, and it's disgusting. They've spent trillions of dollars, and virtually none of it has gone to root level stuff that could help us all, whether we're sick or not. God bless you. God bless your family. Have a beautiful Christmas, and have an amazing new year.